Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are on Monday, January 23rd, and we got a little bit of a wet snow, rain type of mixture outside. If you're in higher elevations, probably snow, maybe even have a little bit on the ground, a little coating, up to half an inch or something, maybe an inch like that, up to that. Or you're like me, you just have the same old brown, greenish ground that we've had. It's just wet and damp and cool. And you can see here on the satellite picture, this is our low pressure here that's developing and heading out to sea. And this is just the upper level energy that's causing this here. And then this back in the southwest, that by the four corners, that's our storm for Wednesday. Underneath these clouds, um, not much happening out west because radar doesn't do very well out there. And then here you can see the stuff in the east where it is producing some snow in those areas. Some areas will get a really good snow to our northeast, but not here. That's just the way this year has gone. And there you can see it. You know, you're going to get some pretty decent snows in some of these areas up in here today. So hey, enjoy it. We're not getting ours is going to be tapering off here and ending pretty soon with pretty much nothing. The reason we didn't get the snow for yesterday was because the precipitation was so broken up and scattered and intermittent. I thought it was going to be just a little bit steadier, and it just didn't happen. It was actually not a well-organized system at all. But such is life. That's what happens. All right. So there it is. The system's pulling away. And then we look at here on Tuesday. Still be some clouds. Hopefully we'll get some sunshine tomorrow. I don't know how much because clouds have been really hard to get rid of. But there is a boundary system here. And this system is going to help bring in some colder air with another area of high pressure right in here. That is going to be very important. And here's our storm system, as you can see, for Wednesday. Let me get to Wednesday. Boom, here it is. Front end snow. Yep, definitely getting a front end snow on this. Storm tracking into Indiana or Ohio. We'll have to see depending. Probably western Ohio, maybe to the Indiana border. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Some models are trying to bring it in earlier, but I think this is a little bit too far west, but really it's not going to change anything for us. But you got some definitely more seasonal weather in the back. Not really Arctic air, but definitely seasonal. But look us up in here. This map doesn't show it, but you get a high pressure system in here, and that's going to be reinforcing that cold air into our area. We did not have that for Sunday yesterday. We will have that for Wednesday. So it's a setup that does help promote some snow. How much snow? Well, these are 6 maps here from 6 models to kind of give you an idea how much. The rule of thumb is, because the snow is going to change over to rain, is it's all front end snow. It's all beginning of the storm snow. So how much will you get depending on where is the biggest push of moisture? So on this one, which is the NAM, push of moisture comes right across our area. It's kind of an odd trajectory it has, so I'm not so sure if that's correct. So I'm going to basically say that's probably wrong. This one here, which is the German model, it projects it going right, pretty much right over our area. That arrow was not very good. So that's a decent trajectory. This one here is the high resolution NAM. You can see there's a trajectory here. This one is definitely to our north and west, and you get a little bit of light snow, but not much. Then you have the GFS here, the American one. You can see this trajectory is right through our area, similar to the German one. And then you have the trajectory of the Canadian Reggie, and this one goes well to our north and west. And then we have the European, which trajectory is right across our area too. So there's 3 across our area and 2 well to our northwest. That's going to be the key. If it's to our north and west, we get 1 to 2 inches of snow, and that's it. Then it goes to rain. If it goes right over us, we could get 4 to 8 inches of snow. Okay, I'm just kind of depending on what it is. I don't think we're going to get 8 inches, but I'm just saying is that you could get the heavier snow amounts, and so that's what we have to determine what we're going to be doing. My feeling is that it's kind of almost like average of the 2 of those is what my feeling kind of is, and so that's why I'm thinking more towards the probably the 3 to 5 inch area and so forth, which will be the biggest snow of the year for us. So yeah, if you're excited about a little bit of snow, this will be your excitement for the week. Okay, there it is, a system. Then after Wednesday, boom, it pulls away, goes to rain Wednesday night, pulls away, blustery, colder on the backside. By the time we get to, as you can see here, by Friday, you can see it's a kind of seasonal. Another system coming in. Now this is bringing in Arctic air, true Arctic air. How far will it get here? How far will it push east? That's going to be the question. There's great agreement in this, but after here, it's a little iffy. Then you start seeing the Arctic air is pushing, but it's kind of not making a huge amount of progress into our area. And we're gonna have to watch to see, is there something that could develop in this area and try to push our way towards like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll have to see. Something is gonna happen. Here we go. This is one option, is that the cold air does do this, but the problem here is that sometimes the cold air, what they call the trough, feeds back over this part of the country. So there's too much trough here, and it goes like this, and you get too much ridge in the east. What could happen is more like this. Is what could happen. And if it's a little bit more like that, that would bring a trajectory of possible some possible late snow on Sunday or late Sunday into Monday. By Tuesday, you can see here by late, this is on Monday, excuse me, this is Monday, there's a low here. This is why I got suspicion. There's going to be something brewing in this part of the nation on the lead edge of this Arctic front. So we'll have to stay tuned on that one. But then the cold air does seem to want to take place, at least according to the GFS, which I think makes sense. We get into some of it, not the core of it, but some of it, the core of the cold states to the west. But you can see by middle of next week, there's a huge disagreement. Yeah, the GFS has the cold air into at least the northeast to northern part of the mid-Atlantic and occupying part of the nation, more focused more central and east. And then it's got something here down to the south, while the European has the cold centered way out west, and it's warm in the east, and we just get a big rainstorm. Our temperatures warm up into probably into the 50s. So which one's correct? Actually, I think the European is incorrect, and I think the GFS is also incorrect. I think it's more central and west central based, and so therefore kind of have an average between the two of them. So we'll have to see how that works out. That's the middle of next week. Temperature wise, until then, 30s today and 30s on Tuesday, and low 30s on Wednesday, warming into the mid 30s, but again, not a very warm day, a seasonal day. Thursday, 30s. Friday, probably the coolest day where we get temperatures into the lower 30s for highs, but again, you know, that's January. What would you expect? And then we see Saturday once again the 30s, and then we start to see the differences. I think we'll be in the 30s again on Sunday, but I just don't know precipitation wise. We'll have to wait and see. By the time you get to next Monday, GFS saying we're getting into the colder air, I'd hesitate, but again, pretty much 30s, and then we get to that. So anyway, for the Wednesday storm, that's the big one for this week. Snow develops before 11 a.m. Like I said, Tuesday is going to be a really nice day. The moisture is going to stop here this morning for Monday. Tuesday, nice day. Wednesday, snow develops before 11 a.m. It could start as early as like 8 o'clock, but again, that timing will be determined here in the next day or so, but still, should expect it to develop in the morning. It changes to rain by somewhere, I'm thinking around 6 o'clock, late in the day, expect it to change to rain. Maybe a little bit of sleep. Icing should be very limited. Snow could be heavy at times. Climatology, which is, typically what do we do in this situation? It says 2 to 3 inches of snow. Maybe 4 inches if you're really, really, really fortunate. But in special cases, there are some rare special cases you can get 6 or more inches of snow. I'm expecting in between those. I don't think this is going to give you the 6 inches of snow, but we'll have to see. I'm saying 3 to 5 inches as of this morning. Limited icing, mainly snow, then rain. Really not a whole lot of icing into it. It could be very limited, but just a very little bit. I don't think freezing rain is going to be that much of an issue with this. But again, a little bit of ice can be a problem. So just be wary of that. Rain ends by 3 a.m. Thursday morning, and temperatures around 30 to rising into the middle 30s. So this could be our biggest storm snowfall of the winter so far. So just to let you know on that. Otherwise, really a more seasonal week is coming up with high temperatures, and then we'll have to watch some big questions as we get towards the latter part of this weekend and into early next week as to what happens with that Arctic front and whatnot. So, hey, until then, have a great day and enjoy the weather. God bless.